Hey guys, Daryl Shergan, Quest for Vape. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to review the RX200 from Wismec. This is the Reuleaux RX200. This is not the DNA 200 version. This is using a Joytech chip, and the creator of this is Jaybo, and Wismec manufactures this in China, and this thing is a home run. Slammed right out of the ballpark with this one. You can get this for under $100 in retail stores. Walk into any local shop, you can get it for 90 to 100 bucks. Online, you can get it for 55, 60 bucks, maybe even less. I've seen a lot of deals for this thing. I did order it in black on black. This arrived, and that's okay. So this is a Penguin in Miami Beach. But I love this thing for a lot of different reasons. Which I'm going to explain in a couple of minutes. But first, what I want to do is dive down close, show you the details, show you the specs. I also want to show you how to lock in the resistance and temperature control. And I want to do a dry fire test on this to see if this actually will back down power and shut off power and temperature protection in case of a dry hit. And here we go. Close up for the Wismec Reuleaux RX200 mod. This is the 200 watt triple 18650 series regulated mod from Wismec, designed by Jaybo, made in China. This is the non-DNA 200 version of the Reuleaux. Here are the details. Designed by Jaybo. Jaybo is the creator of the Tobe RDA, and what they've done here is make an affordable, extremely affordable triple 18650 mod that you can get for under $100 in retail stores, and online I've seen it as cheap as 50 bucks. I personally bought this on eBay. I think it was $50 with shipping, maybe 55. And I ordered it in black on black, but I got this looks like a penguin in Miami. But it's okay, it's cute. I don't mind it. I like it. This is the mod. Yeah, it's chubby. Fits nicely in the hand. It's got a good weight to it. I have 3 batteries in it right now. Let's take a look at the packaging. Comes in a box with this velvet lined foam padding. Keep it safe. Here's your instruction manual. Here's a warning. Be careful not to use batteries with torn casings, as it is a safety hazard. True, very true. That's practical. It does have a cable. This is a micro USB to USB cable. This is for firmware updates and onboard charging. However, I would highly recommend don't use it for charging your batteries internally. You do have to update the firmware on this. As soon as you get it, you go to wismec.com, and it takes about 2 minutes to update the firmware on this. Unlike the DNA 200, which uses the Evolve chip, you do not need to go into eScribe to set vaping profiles on this device. You can set all your profiles the way you want to vape right in on the device itself. And it has temperature control for nickel, titanium, and stainless steel without having to use eScribe, and they're very effective and reliable temperature control as well. It's well crafted, solid design, light without the batteries, heavy with the batteries. You got these nice vent holes, 20 of them. This device uses temperature control for nickel, stainless steel, and titanium very reliably as well. Here's the screen. We're going to get into the details of this in just a minute, but let's look at the outer casing. This is zinc, I believe, I've been told, and the battery cover comes off. It's got magnets, 2 up top, 2 on the bottom, and this is how the 3 batteries nest in there. I'm told that for some people had to squeeze this. Mine didn't have that problem. Here's battery 1, here's battery 2, and here's battery 3, As you can see, they're numbered. I use a married set of batteries. These batteries only used for this device, and this is the inside. You got nice chunky spring pins that are going to hold those batteries nice and securely. The battery sled is clearly labeled for positive and negative. This is in series, so positive side down on the back too. We put this ribbon down so we can get these batteries out easily. There's one, there's two, and here's the third one, goes positive side up. And I just tuck that ribbon away. There we go, positive side up. That's how they nest in there. And then the battery door just snugly fits on there, and the magnets hold it in place. You got some vent holes slash heat dispersion holes, ventilation holes there. 5 clicks turns it on and off. Now it's off. Now it's on. It's telling me no atomizer, thank you very much. Okay, people like to see us jab at this 510 pin just to show that there is a spring on the other side, so any sized 510 connection will fit on this. Nice threading. It's stainless steel, it's not gold plated. And a nice insulator down in here of rubber or Delrin or something. And this is for heat dispersion as well as airflow if your atomizer requires bottom airflow. You got a little bit. Here is the user guide. I'm not going to read every page. This isn't a bedtime story. You could pause it and get the details, all the different functions. How you shift between temperature control and variable wattage mode. You can vape this with nickel, titanium, or stainless steel temperature control, or just regular wattage mode. These are the different safety features. Imbalanced alert, that's nice. If your batteries aren't, you got to use all 3 of the same type of battery, the same milliamp hour, the same amp draw. They should all be from the same batch, made at the same time. Buy 3 batteries at the same time. Okay, weak battery alert. And then it's just different languages in French, in Spanish. Okay, so that's it. That's it. But let's look at the device itself. Device is on in regular wattage mode. We go from 1 watt all the way up to 200 watts. Regular wattage mode is nothing special for me to tell you about. That's like every other type of device out there. Put an atomizer on there. This will fire down to a 0.1, I believe. Now that we've looked through the user manual, we've seen the specs on this device, we've looked it over, let's go ahead and put a tank on there and show you something cool. I'm not going to go through wattage mode. You can figure that out yourself. It's just like any other mod. But here's how you do temperature control. 3 clicks changes the mode. We're in wattage mode. 3 clicks, nickel mode. 3 clicks, titanium mode. 3 clicks, stainless steel. I happen to have the Heracles Plus tank on here with the stainless steel 0.2 ohm stainless steel coil installed. And as you notice, the tank is almost dry. And I want to show you, so we're at stainless steel, and here's how you adjust temperature, max temperature setting. I'm going to set it at 550. I'm not too concerned about the max temperature for stainless steel, because you can vape that in regular wattage mode if you want. But this device will very accurately handle stainless steel in temperature control. And now watch this. Let's say you want a very fast ramp up. Click the button 4 times, lets you adjust ramp up wattage all the way up to 200 watts. That would be a little excessive. So I'm going to set it for 70 degrees. All right. Now I'm going to lock this in. I have it in stainless steel temperature control mode with a maximum temperature of 550 degrees Fahrenheit and 70 watts ramp up power. Now it's locked. Now I can vape. Oh, and I hit that plus up arrow, so it went from 550 to 560, but it's locked. See? That just means that the power settings are where I want them to be. And now watch this. Regular wattage mode, it's going to give you a puff timer. It's going to read your resistance, tell you the voltage and the wattage. Here's how you lock the resistance on your device when you have the settings you want and you're in the right mode, which we are, stainless steel, and you have the temperature setting at the maximum you want, which is 500 degrees, which I want, and you have your wattage set to where you want, the ramp up wattage, how you want to power your vape. Then the next thing to do is to lock the resistance. Do you see how the device is reading the resistance of my atomizer right now at 0.22 ohms? So I'm going to click the up arrow and the power button at the same time. It's locking the resistance. When that ohm symbol changes to the lock, now it knows my mod is at room temperature, my atomizer is at room temperature, and now that resistance change indicates a change in temperature for the mod. That's how you lock that in. So let's go ahead and see if this thing will temperature control and protect. Yep. Almost immediately. Starts off at 70 watts, backs down, then goes into temperature protection. Why? Because it's dry. Hits temp. Now watch, just before it says temperature protection, I want you to look at the wattage. See how it backed down? It backed down wattage. So even though you tell it you want 70 watts, it's going to see, uh-oh, I'm at temp, let me back down. You see that 3.8 just before it said temperature protection? It's going to keep you from dry hitting. Isn't that nice? I just took a vape. It's flavorless. There's no juice in there, and it went right into temp. Okay, guys, we're back up top. I hope you enjoyed the up-close details. Understand this, I'm not the guy who goes through all kinds of power tests and I don't have sophisticated equipment for vaping. I'm just a regular guy, probably like most of you watching this, and all I want to share with you is the details on this. Is it good to buy? Is it good to vape? What's the experience like? And what are most people going to be doing with this thing? Now, I have been enjoying it in temperature control with stainless steel, and that's been working very, very well. I haven't messed around with it in nickel. I haven't messed around with it in titanium because, quite frankly, stainless steel and temperature control is good enough for me, and that's as far as I care to dabble. I love this thing. For the weight, for the size, it's beautifully designed, it's inexpensive, and it functions wonderfully. It's got a maximum limit of 9 volts, which I am at right now. And that's fine for 98% of all vapors and vaping experiences. That's going to be enough and sufficient for you. Those 3 batteries, phenomenal. I want to show you the kind of batteries I use for this. I use these LG HG2s. These are 20 amp batteries, so 3 of them in there in series. It's more than adequate to handle anything I need it to handle, and they're 3,000 milliamp hour batteries, legit true to the amp draw, to the rating, and to the milliamp hours that they provide. So that's 9,000 milliamp hours. I can literally go days without recharging. I have another set that I bought these two sets of batteries are specifically married only to this device. So if I really feel like I'm going to be doing an aggressive type of build, I'll use these Samsung 25Rs. These are 25 amp batteries, and then I've got a little bit more amperage limit if I really feel like doing some kind of crazy high amp draw build. But for the most part, even the HG2s are just fine for me. You saw how to lock in the resistance so that you actually are using temperature control properly, and this thing has an opportunity to back down and shut power if need be. And then I showed you, yes, it does. It does it very well. It does it very quickly, and it will prevent you from dry hitting and burning metal and vaping in a way that's unhealthy. Right now I have kind of an odd mixy-matchy going on. This is the Temple RDA, and I have a big-ass build on there. That's 15 wraps of 26 gauge. That's intended, actually, this was intended for my noisy cricket. And I'm vaping this. It only lets me go up to 82.7 watts because it's almost a 1 ohm build. So if I wanted to go up higher on the wattage, I would have to go lower on the resistance. Like a quad stack would do really nicely on this. Anyway, I find it's more than adequate for anything I need it to do, and I wanted to show you a little bit of mixy-matchy and other uses. This was kind of a ridiculous, bizarre use, but you can put a big fat RDA with a big fat build on there. It'll power Claptons very nicely because it can push 200 watts. You've got 3 batteries. Now, going all the way back to almost a year ago, I've been using 1880650 series mod since last year, and I like having that much power, that much amperage available, that much milliamp hour available. I like, last year I used to put a tank on there and rock that for days. I wouldn't have to think about recharging batteries. Now I could push some pretty impressive big builds, get some exotic Claptons on. I can also go ahead and push power very modestly on a crown tank. I'm just going to show you the form factor with the crown tank. It's very nice. Okay. I will use my Heracles with the stainless steel coils on this fairly often, which is an awesome vape, and I push 80 watts or I do temperature control. Either way, the Heracles vapes very nicely on this. Anything you have is going to vape nicely on this. But I wanted to show you the form factor. I've also been using this mod to power some pretty aggressive high-power tanks. This is the Coral tank, which legitimately you can vape up to 200 watts. I did it on my DNA 200. I didn't do it on this. So I'm at 100 watts right now. But look at the form factor on there. So if you have some of these bigger tanks that are 24, 25 millimeters, it's going to look nice. It's not going to be top heavy. And then the Ceramicus tank fits very nicely on there. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of form factor with different tanks. Thank you very much for watching this video. This product gets not only the thumbs up, I think this is going to turn out to be the hit of the year. I mean, we're early in 2016. Today's like, we're the middle of January. I really believe that this one, Wismec and Jaybo, hit a ball right out of the ballpark with this one. It would take something very spectacular to come along and beat this for quality, versatility, power, design, and price. That's my review for the Jaybo designed, Wismec manufactured Reuleaux RX200. Thank you very much for watching my channel.